New details tonight in the case of a mother found dead in her home after family members called for a welfare check on her. Her cause of death, stabbing.
DeAngelo Clark was taken to jail early this morning. The 30-year-old was arrested in the Florida Keys and is accused of killing his girlfriend.
Kiara Alleyne was a 20-year-old woman who lived with her boyfriend and her 11-month-old daughter in Ocala, Florida. Kiara was a beautiful young woman full of hopes and dreams, but unfortunately, those hopes and dreams would be brutally dashed on September 11, 2019, when the man she loved turned on her and brutally attacked her, ending her life. As the authorities investigate this horrible murder, they would come across details that will shock them, sending shockwaves all over the community.
Investigators say Clark FaceTimed Alleyne's father as she was on the floor bleeding from stab wounds. They say he then kidnapped the baby.
On a seemingly ordinary day in the serene town of Ocala, Florida, the piece was torn into pieces by a series of events that would capture the attention of the entire community, leaving them stunned. On September 11, 2019, authorities were called to the home of Kiara Alleyne by a frantic man on the phone who identified himself as Sheldon Alleyne, her father. He told them he knew his daughter was hurt. The officers dispatched to the location entered the home only to find Kiara laying on the floor in a pool of her own blood. A quick check conveyed what the officers knew was true. She was gone. Kiara was found alone in her home. Her 30-year-old boyfriend, DeAngelo Clark, and her 11-month-old daughter, Janie Clark, were missing. In the aftermath of this tragic incident, a thorough investigation was launched to unravel the mystery behind Kiara's death. Who was responsible for this terrible loss, and what could have driven such a devastating act? The answer, a harrowing revelation that left everyone in the small town of Ocala shocked and devastated. September 11th is a date many people associate with the 2001 tragedy resulting from terrorist attacks in the U.S. But friends and family of Kiara Alleyne remember a different tragedy, her murder. The events of September 11th, 2019 were puzzling for the detectives. This is because there had been no signs of any impending tragedy. 20-year-old Kiara Alleyne and 30-year-old DeAngelo Clark, as far as everyone knew, were a happy couple. Kiara and DeAngelo lived together in the small town of Ocala, Florida, a vibrant city nestled in the heart of north-central Florida. Known as the state's horse capital, this charming town boasts a rich equestrian heritage. Its picturesque landscapes, featuring rolling hills and freshwater streams, provide the perfect backdrop for outdoor enthusiasts and nature lovers. In Ocala, the adventure never stops. The treasure trove of nature-themed parks and exciting outdoor activities drew young people like Kiara Alleyne in. Having grown up in Trinidad and Tobago, an island country with captivating beaches and fun carnivals, the adventure-filled town was a stark contrast to the quiet beach-filled town she had grown up in, but she loved it, and so did her family. Ocala oozes the charm of a tight-knit community, known for its scenic landscapes and warm citizens. This town holds a diverse demographic, bringing together individuals from various walks of life. Marion County has a history that stretches back centuries. One of the county's standout features is its sense of community. Residents and neighbors often share a strong bond, fostering a close-knit environment where events and gatherings are celebrated together. Kiara's decision to leave their home was motivated by a determination to seize opportunities and craft her own path in life. Kiara was said to have been a very happy and loving person who always had a kind word for everyone she came across. She had been working as a nursing assistant, with dreams of completing her education and getting a nursing degree. Kiara loved nursing because it gave her the opportunity to help people while connecting with them. Not long after her family moved to Ocala, Kiara met DeAngelo. Though he was much older than her, Kiara found him charming, funny, and fun. His energy seemed to match her energy, and soon enough, they were in love and moving in together. While it's not clear what DeAngelo did for a living, Kiara modeled to earn some money on the side, in addition to her nursing assistant job. Kiara and DeAngelo made their relationship social media official in November 2017. DeAngelo posted a photo of him and Kiara with a sweet caption that said, "Something about this Taurus bond that can't be broken." To everyone on the outside looking in, It was clear the couple was in love, after all. They always took photos where they looked super cozy together and showered each other with love and praise on Facebook. A few months into their relationship, Kiara and DeAngelo received a heartwarming surprise. They were pregnant with a little girl. It seemed like the bond they shared grew stronger with the news of their baby girl on the way. The couple immediately started planning for the birth of their daughter. They were both very excited and couldn't wait to begin their journey into parenthood. Although Kiara was very young, she had always been a soft maternal person, so she knew she would step into that role without problems. As her belly grew, so did her anticipation. She couldn't wait to have a Minnie walking around after her. She couldn't wait to show her all the beautiful places she loved in Ocala. But more importantly, she couldn't wait to show her all the gems back home. In September 2018, Kiara did a stunning maternity shoot, a testament to her talent as a model. She posted the shoot to Facebook, describing her eagerness to meet her daughter. She wrote, "I did my shoot, there's more pictures. I slayed my pregnancy and now I'm ready to have my baby girl, downtown, urban theme." Kiara glowed in the stunning shoot and her friends on Facebook made sure she knew it. One friend commented this on her post, "You slayed even with a big belly baby. Proud of you mamas, you gonna make a great mom." A month after Kiara did her maternity shoot, she welcomed her baby girl. DeAngelo celebrated the joyous occasion by updating his cover collage on Facebook to a photo of him, Kiara and their new baby side by side, a single photo of their baby girl. The new family began their journey together. They seemed to settle right into parenthood. There was nothing indicating otherwise. Their posts on Facebook continued to be positive, celebrating each other and their daughter. Kiara was a devoted mother to her daughter, DeAngelo Clark. Her love for her child was unwavering, a testament to her strength and resilience in the face of adversity. On May 16, 2018, Kiara posted a photo of her and DeAngelo where they looked to be in love and captioned it, "Dat's my bae. I ain't never met one like you, and you ain't never met one like me." Kiara continued to show DeAngelo a lot of love on Facebook, using sweet captions to convey the depth of her feelings for him. "This little light of mine, glory be to God," she captioned one of her photos of them together. In the coming year, the couple would continue to live their life together, posting less and less on Facebook until July 2019, when Kiara posted a photo of her baby, sharing her progress with her online community and letting everyone know just how loved and cherished she was. She wrote, "My sweet Janae, I love you so much, so smart, so advanced, so beautiful. Such a beautiful, beautiful soul. I can't wait to see what God has planned for you, baby girl. Just know that Mommy and Daddy is always by your side. We love you, Janae, my 9-month-old baby." Life once again continued, and the couple stopped posting on Facebook until November 2019. November 2019 began very ordinary for the residents of Ocala, Florida. The leaves had begun to change as the fall season approached. Ocala was transforming into a gorgeous, colorful town, and the residents were enjoying the weather. Little did they know that their town was about to be hit with a tragedy so shocking, it would hit at the core of the small town. The month of November was also the 2-year anniversary of DeAngelo and Kiara. They had met 2 years ago on that day. In the 2 years since they had been together, they had moved in together, built their careers, and welcomed a beautiful daughter. It seemed like they were headed for forever, and nothing could stop them. Although the two appeared to be happily in love, sadly Kiara's story took a horrifying turn one fateful day when she was discovered brutally murdered inside her home. On the morning of the 11th, DeAngelo took to Facebook to celebrate their anniversary, gushing about his relationship with Kiara and how far they've come. He posted a bunch of photos of the two together and accompanied it with a beautiful caption that read, "If I wrote a book about where we stand, then the title of my book would be Life with Superwomen. That's how you make me feel. I count you as a privilege because you love me. This love is so ideal with its ups and downs. I'm honored to be in it. I know you better feel the same. I see it every day in all the things you do, in all the things you say. You are my rock. Baby, you're the truth. You are my rock. I love to rock with you. You are my rock. You're everything I need. You are my rock, so baby, rock with me. I want to kiss you, feel you, love a good life. I want to touch you, love you, baby, all night. Reward yourself for all the things we do. You are my rock. I love to rock with you. I love to rock with you. Oh, happy 2-wire anniversary. Love to the moon and back." A few hours after that post, Kiara was dead. A few moments later, DeAngelo posted his last message on Facebook. It made everyone who came across scared for Kiara's life. "Now I must end my life, just know she tried to kill me. She walked into, I'm sorry to her family." When officers were called to the home, they found something else other than Kiara's lifeless body. They found signs that someone had tried to set the house on fire. They had found what appeared to be a blanket or a cloth cover hanging from the bottom of the oven in the kitchen. There was also a strong odor of lighter fluid or some other accelerant all over the house.
He'd also tried to start a fire in that home by placing some things in the oven, blankets and such, to try to start a fire. Was unsuccessful.
The detectives put in charge of the case began their investigation, their first point of contact. The man who had called in help in the first place, Kiara's father, Sheldon. From Sheldon Alleyne, the detectives learned a whole lot about Kiara and DeAngelo's relationship, but one particular piece of information stood out. Information so chilling. It shocked officers who thought they had seen everything at that point.
New details tonight in the case of a mother found dead in her home after family members called for a welfare check on her. Her cause of death, stabbing.
Sheldon Alleyne had a lot to say, starting with the last time he spoke to his daughter. According to Sheldon, it was that day, a few minutes before, he picked up the phone to call 911. He had received a FaceTime call from Kiara's phone at 2 a.m. in the morning. He was immediately worried that something had gone horribly wrong. He was right. It wasn't Kiara who had called him. It was DeAngelo. Sheldon picked up the phone to learn his daughter had been attacked. What was bizarre was that he was learning this information from the person that attacked her, her boyfriend and the father of her child, DeAngelo Clark.
Investigators say Clark FaceTimed Alleyne's father as she was on the floor bleeding from stab wounds. They say he then kidnapped the baby.
DeAngelo revealed the nature of the situation to Sheldon, telling him all the harrowing details of what he had done to Kiara. He then proceeds to tell Sheldon that he had only done it because Kiara attacked him, claiming Kiara had a knife and came at him with it. But while he was trying to get DeAngelo to call for help, he had his daughter softly screaming. With her dying breath, Kiara stood up for herself. She told her father that she didn't have the knife and it was DeAngelo who had the knife. DeAngelo then proceeds to taunt Kiara's father, asking him what he thinks he should do in that situation. Sheldon told him he should call for help. DeAngelo said he could not do that. Before the call was disconnected, Sheldon Alleyne saw an image of his daughter lying on the floor in a pool of blood. As the investigation progressed, the autopsy report came out. It revealed a brutal truth. Kiara had been attacked several times to death. The savagery of the attack spoke volumes about the nature of the crime, sending shockwaves throughout the community and beyond. As the investigation intensified, authorities, as well as the people of Ocala, learned that Kiara and DeAngelo's seemingly perfect relationship was not perfect at all. It was filled with lies, betrayal, and a lot of hurt. The detectives learned that DeAngelo Clark and Kiara Alleyne's 2-year relationship had been rocky from the very beginning. Though Kiara was maintaining the look of a woman in love in public and online, she was suffering in private. The man she loved had begun to hit her. The first question people have when it comes to stories like Kiara's is, why didn't she leave? She could have saved her own life. You see, Kiara's situation had taken her by surprise. She had not realized she was in a pattern of pain and hurt until it was too late. It started out very slowly, and he would apologize right after, blaming his behavior on alcohol or Kiara's antagonizing behavior. It happened so few and far in between that Kiara almost forgot it happened at all. He would go months without hurting, then he'd do it out of the blue. This inconsistent pattern held Kiara back from realizing it was becoming a volatile situation that she needed to leave, so she stayed. And after the baby came, the pattern became obvious. The little thing pissed DeAngelo off, and he began to hurt her more frequently than he had before. It got so bad that on June 9, 2019, Kiara called the authorities. When the authorities got there wasn't much they could do because Kiara chose not to file charges, insisting it was all a misunderstanding. Not long after that desperate phone call to the authorities, the misunderstanding happened again, this time on June 19th. Authorities were again called to DeAngelo and Kiara's home, and just like last time, Kiara did not make a formal report and no arrests were made. The officers followed up with Kiara on many occasions, but with her refusal to file charges against him, nothing could be done. With the records of previous domestic issues, Kiara's father's testimony, and the fact that DeAngelo and Janie Clark were nowhere to be found, detectives began to look for DeAngelo, who was nowhere to be found. He had dropped the baby off at a relative's house, but that was the last anyone heard of him. It was like he had disappeared. The authorities put out a bolo on him, as well as an arrest warrant, but weeks went by and there was no sign of him. Thankfully, a series of events occurred and led the authorities right to him. A break-in in a house in nearby Florida Keys brought the investigation closer to being solved. DeAngelo had tried to break into a home and steal things and was almost caught. But due to escaping that time, DeAngelo tried it again, and this time there was no way out. The next house he broke into was surrounded by officers in no time. In a bid to escape capture, DeAngelo set fire to his car and the home he was trying to break into.
Set the home on fire, his car on fire, and understand he even burned himself.
But his plans failed and he was caught and airlifted to a Miami hospital. And according to the Marion County Sheriff's Office, DeAngelo would be charged with the murder regardless of his medical state.
Right now, we are evaluating his condition medically. Our detectives are on scene with him in Monroe County, and as soon as he's able to be transported back to Marion, we will bring him here to face charges.
After he got better, DeAngelo was extradited back to Marion County to face charges.
A murder suspect is back in Marion County. DeAngelo Clark was taken to jail early this morning. The 30-year-old was arrested in the Florida Keys and is accused of killing his girlfriend.
The case unfolded last month as the girlfriend's 11-month-old child went missing, and today that child is safe with other family while Clark is behind bars.
Despite the troubling incidents, DeAngelo's violent act was unexpected and shocking to the community. This sad event left everyone in shock and grief. The loss of Kiara was deeply felt by her friends, family, and the whole community. DeAngelo, who once shared his life with Kiara, now faced allegations of a crime that no one could comprehend. The legal process began, slowly unfolding, and the community anxiously awaited answers to the many questions surrounding this tragedy.
The arrest coming after this scene on September 11th at the home of Kiara Alleyne, Clark's girlfriend and mother of his 11-month-old daughter.
DeAngelo was arraigned in court, facing charges of murder amongst other offenses. As of October 2023, the case is still in court. It has faced many delays and no verdict is in sight. This story is a reminder that even in relationships with ups and downs, hidden problems can lurk behind closed doors. It shows how love can sometimes mask deeper, darker issues that, when revealed, leave a community in shock and sadness. Time may pass, but the memory of this tragic day and the tumultuous relationship of DeAngelo and Kiara will continue to affect those who knew them. Ultimately, it's a stark example of how life's unpredictability can turn the most turbulent relationships into dark nightmares. Though Kiara's story was shocking to the community, one good thing that came of it was that it brought everyone together. Determined to not have a repeat of what happened to Kiara, the community came together to bring awareness to the issue of domestic violence. They also rallied around the Alleyne family, providing them with love and comfort in the midst of their tragedy. The Alleyne family was shattered by Kiara's death. She had been the glue that held the family together, and they didn't know how to move on without her. 1 year later, the Alleyne family are still reeling from the tragedy. They find every opportunity to remember their beloved daughter and always say a prayer for her. On the first anniversary of her death, her family spoke to Newsday about how difficult the year had been. Her mother told Newsday the past year has been very difficult, but it is a strong support system and faith in God that keeps her going. It is a feeling that will never ever leave, to have your child taken away from you, which is unfair. It's a feeling I don't think anyone will know unless they experience it. It's one thing to have a child that's sick or was involved in an accident, but when you lose a child, a part of you is gone. She said many people, locally and internationally, check in and pray for her often. She said her daughter was loved by everybody. Kiara's father said he continues to ask himself a million whys. In a Facebook post on the day, Sheldon said, "I saw you come into this world, and unfortunately, I saw you taken out of it. So much I want to say, so much sacrifice is made for you to live your best life. Some you had just begun to understand and acknowledge, but all that for what now? Most days I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to do. I was and have always been there to give and protect you, and the one time you needed me, I should have been there for you, but God knows best, Kiara. I hope and pray in your last moments you did get enough time to talk to the Master. He said his heart doesn't hurt anymore. His soul does. Your daughter should have you and your love. I can only give her so much, but your motherly love is so missing from her tender heart. I don't even know what to say anymore about it. Like, frankly, I look at my front door sometimes and think you're gonna ring the bell and just walk through the door. I just love you, Kiara. And 1 year later, it doesn't feel any better. In fact, today feels like it just happened, so you, R.I.P., God and I will continue this fight. I love you, my child. A year later, in 2021, Sheldon posted another tribute to his daughter. When you've been sad for so long that when something bad happens, you don't cry, you just sit there and feel numb. I miss my child that I loved and took care of all my life. I don't understand R.I.P., my love. Speaking with Newsday, one of Kiara's closest friends, Kyle Cricklow, said he too feels the same grief a year later. He said, "Every time I think about her, which is almost every day, it's like a replay of mixed emotions happening all over again from since that day. I miss her every day. Sometimes I have to remind myself of the fact that she's really gone because it's still unbelievable." Keegan Smith, also a friend, said, "It's still surreal to me that she is actually gone. You never really expect to lose a friend so young. She was extremely energetic and charismatic and always brought joy to her friends and loved ones. She had so much love. It hurts that she isn't here anymore. It's sad that she had to go the way she did, and it hurts to know that her daughter has to grow up without Kiara." Another friend, Ezra Sutherland, told Newsday he only remotely began grieving less in January, but the pain remains. "There are many times I will think about her, reminisce on past memories. I'm very close to her family, so I'm always by her mom and grandmother's house. There is like my second home, and many times I get flashback memories of when she was alive. We shared a very close friendship. I was the one who taught her how to ride a bike. One memory I will never forget is when her mom was not home, we would always take a little drink out of her mother's Bailey's rum." Hey, thanks for watching. What are your thoughts on this case? Do you know of other similar cases? Let me know in a comment. And before you go, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell button. See you next time, and stay safe.